it's not, you play the 33-point base so that you're kind of mitigated, you're inoculated against bad draws because you can make the game go longer. But against an aggro deck like a Sabine or something, you can't afford to stumble.
All right, we ought to be back here shortly if we aren't already.
Okay. So we'll see what Matt has cooked up. Is he going to just swing for 6? Is he going to try and make a play? Does he have another No Glory? It looks like he's thinking about taking the 6. That makes me think he doesn't have much. All right. Judging by the shouting of the BM players, it looks like Cluis beat Ophir. And the quest for an undefeated run and knocking Cluis out of the top 8 didn't work. But Cluis is a buddy of ours, so congrats to him.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right, so we have the Architins Assault Cruiser. That's a huge piece of tech that's been coming into play lately. Out of the Kira player's hand, kills the Ruthless Raider, does take 4 back, does get the Kira dead, but like another ramp.
I'm used to seeing Architins in Piet. It's only been recently I've been seeing people pull it out for Kira.
Yeah, well, it just eats everything. The 7 attack,
really
8
good.
butt just trades into everything without dying back. It's really only Avenger and Devastator that it doesn't, and Relentless that it doesn't mess with. Just the big Star Destroyers. But everything else it just takes out. And there's that Reinforcement Walker. I got to imagine that Sam held that all game. And it's possible that he didn't care about that middle turn, the boss flip turn, getting too far ahead, because he doesn't have that much damage to push. But now he's in a pretty great spot. Obviously, Matt still has a huge hand. But with 2 units out on the board, he can start to apply some pressure. But I think we're in for a grind.
So we have two of Sam's resources are on Matt's side of the board. Clearly, we can see that with the sleeves, right? The SLT that he stole earlier, and then whatever it was he just ambushed with the Architins.
Right.
Wow.
The Ruthless Raider.
The Ruthless Raider. Okay.
Which means if Bosk is playing Salvage to get those Ruthless Raiders and recur them, he no longer has a Raider in his discard pile to salvage, or salvage, as the fancy say.
What is it with you guys and your fancy French?
I mean, with a last name like Gem, I have to,
I think I get the impression that Matt is just like, I have all these resources. I should have something to do with them. He's just got like a mountain over there.
Yeah, the control mirrors really get wild when everyone's at like 16 resources.
I will say there's a part of me that is triggered by how disorganized they are. I'm not going to lie. Although it looks like he's trying to fix that.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to it's tough to keep that clean.
We've got a Timely.
Yeah, Timely's so good in Kira.
8.
Is it a walker?
I think it's a walker. It's a Snoke.
Oh, it's a Snoke. Cool.
Ambush in a Snoke. Yep, murder the guard. Only takes 1 back.
Yep. Still, and that'll keep it alive versus the Reinforcement Walker, which is cool.
Indeed.
But if Bosk has a ping and an open fire or something, then, it's going to be all for naught. Again, I can't say enough about how much I love open fire right now.
So, catch me up while I was troubleshooting. What did Kira's obviously flipped out and gone away. What was her board impact when that happened?
She flipped. She did 3 to Bosk, and then she overwhelming barrage cleared the board.
Okay. That's what you do with Kira.
That's what you do. Yep. Don't worry. I talked about it sufficiently.
No, I heard you talking. I was
for the stream that was cut out. Yeah.
That was when I put this all together on YouTube later. We'll edit that part out hopefully. But that was a complete operator error. It was embarrassing.
Just realizing now, FFG apparently allowing official Destiny mats to be played on stream, which is something that they've been kind of saying you need official FFG mats. But this is a Destiny mat.
Well, it is an official FFG mat. It's just not.
That means I get to play with my insane Destiny mats now, and I'm going to start bringing them to events.
I think that's reasonable. It's their art. It's their game.
Yeah.
It was their game, I should say.
It was. Always and forever. All right.
Sam going to bring in a Bazine.
Oh, looks like my brother lost. 0-2.
Oh, bummer.
Damn.
Now, Matt here handed Sam his hand. We don't get to see We don't get to see what's in there.
Yeah, they're not holding it out for us this time.
We'll get to see what he discards here, which is going to be a
Super Laser Blast. Okay.
And we can see he's got at least one power of the dark side. We don't know what else is in the hand.
Yeah, and Bazine, such a good tactic. Even some Kiras have started putting in the yellow cards. Oh, and a patrolling AAT. Shout out to the Naboo invading force. And the patrolling AAT.
Look at that.
The villainous Sentinel.
A 2/3
vehicle.
Sentinel for very, very, very expensive right now.
It is a 2/3 Sentinel right now. You know, Bosk opting to build out its board, not really sweating the Snoke.
Not really sweating the Snoke at all. I'm surprised that I'm surprised Matt. Okay, Matt's still deciding what to do. Matt didn't. Why didn't he swing with the Architans there?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I guess he just doesn't care much about life totals, which, like, you know, is a little bit backwards.
It is weird. I mean, it's. Is it? Am I reading this correctly? Sam has no damage at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure that I'm not completely missing something here.
I'm assuming that the Walker healed off everything that Kira did.
There was 3 when I came back, and we finally had the stream back up again. There's 3 damage on the base, and the Walker took care of it. And then we're going to OB here and clean up a bunch of mess.
Now, we're at 10 for Bosk, and I wonder if he's got Devastator.
I'm not sure why you wouldn't. 2 to base.
All right. 13 life left.
If he had it, though, I feel like you would have done it right there and just murdered Snoke before he does this shenanigans.
Yeah. It's possible that, yeah, I would imagine that he doesn't have it. But let's see what he does have. Surely has to have something cooking up.
He's got all the resources in the world. Just needs to have something worth playing with him.
All right. How many are we tapping?
7.
We got 7.
Is it Vader?
Maul?
Nope.
It's Vader.
Simple, easy, old school. And it is going to be enough to kill Snoke. No,
it will
Snoke
be enough to trade into Snoke. Let's see if he takes
I think
it.
you're right, because at the end of the round, Snoke will die. They'll trade into Snoke here.
Yeah. You do lose your Vader this way, though.
You will. The only thing you'll be left with is whatever Vader finds here, which is going to be a TIE dagger.
So that dagger will be able to finish off the Archidans?
Wait a minute. That dagger dies as soon as it hits the board. Yeah. They both literally just disintegrate.
Oh, he needed to do it in the other order.
The ambush.
Oh, well, Snoke doesn't die no matter what.
That's
because
true.
it's not
Snoke
till the end of the
correct.
round.
Snoke will die at the end of the round, but he doesn't die during the action phase. That's true. There's the 7 to base that we didn't see last turn for some reason.
All right. Another Pershing comes out. And the Snoke dies. And now Sam back on priority to try and get this last 13 damage. The other dramatic thing about this 22-minute deck extension, time extension, is that's 22 minutes to find out all the draw results and who's in and who's out.
True.
Because now with Clueless winning over Ophir, one of the X21s won't make it if I did my quick math right before the round.
Your mental math correctly? 11 resources for Sam. I've lost track of how many Matt has.
So, you know, trying to go full Romo and predict what's happening is tougher when there's so many resources and we can't see hands. So it's kind of reacting to what people are doing, but we see now timely reinforcement coming from Sam's side.
Okay, so we're going to deal 2 to the Architans.
Oh,
4
brutal.
Pershing, and then overwhelm him for 5.
Yeah, absolutely savage. I think it's an overwhelm for 4.
He needed 2 to kill the Architans. That means the other 4.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Should
Only
go to
need
Pershing.
2. Yeah.
Yep. And then that leaves Pershing with 1 HP. Should be able to push 5 through.
Nice math skills, Wes.
Well, I'm an engineer for a living, so people expect it, but I'll tell you straight up, it's not my strong suit.
Usually I'm pretty good at counting. I was a toll collector for a long time, and you have to do the change in your head.
In your head.
So I got pretty quick with
Nobody makes change
math.
anymore. You go to a place and hand somebody cash, and they have to make change. They literally don't know how to do it.
My daughters have never seen a coin.
I believe this. I 100% believe this.
Just kidding. They love bubble machines at the grocery store. All right, so the power of the dark side, we knew that Matt had came up and cleaned up Palp.
And there's a vigilance.
All right, and now this is one of the things that I meant to mention earlier, but this is a perfect opportunity to talk about now. Oh, we see another Palpatine, a
Palpatine.
Pillage,
Zakailo's tie.
a shoot down.
Resupply.
Oh, the Kylo's tie can get played. Will Sam remember?
Ooh, he can play that Kylo's tie. That's a good point. He can literally. Oh, yeah. He can literally play that now that it got discarded.
Will he remember that he can play that out of his discard pile?
Let's hope he does.
The fact
oh,
that
no, wait,
he didn't.
I think he already claimed. I don't think he can.
Oh, it was already claimed.
I think the
oh,
vigilance
man.
came after the claim.
Yeah. Good call. Hey, Faison, thanks. Yeah, he did claim.
Yep.
We were chatting. So the thing I wanted to say is that Kira used to be pretty roughly positioned against some of the other control decks. But lately, with the meta skewing more slowly and control with these Data Vault decks, she's able to adapt her main deck to be able to win these battles with Vigilance and with Restock main deck. Now we get to see a card played that I've never seen played before in my entire existence on Earth.
Outstanding.
Now, we're going to see. I still call it the Executor, even though I know that's incorrect, but that's how I learned it. And it's just cooler to say it that way. But yeah, three ties on attack when played and when defeated. So people sleep on this card, but it just closes out games quickly.
It very well might close this game here. Devastator's going to beat the bejesus out of it.
Yeah, Devastator at giving damage equal to your resources is just a huge blowout.
Is he ambushing this thing in somehow?
No.
Well, I'm not understanding there. It has 12 HP. How did it die?
Devastator doesn't do 10. It does equal to the number of resources you have.
Thank you. You're correct. My apologies.
Right. So when these games go on, Devastator can kill everything.
Yeah, I forgot that for a moment. You are 100% correct.
But we've got 6 TIE fighters.
And a giant 10-cent Sentinel for them to beat their face into.
Right. Well, I would imagine. Well, yeah, I guess with this being a green-red deck, you can't just, unless he's playing Fell the Dragon for 6, you can't just kill this thing.
Oh, no. Does he have another one? Oh, no. He's got his own Devastator.
The Devastator battle has begun. Now,
we're just going to straight
I don't know how many resources Matt had, but that's why you shield your Devastator.
That's a good point. I think it took him. No, you're actually right. He should have had more than enough. He could have shielded it.
And another one. This is so.
This is ridiculous.
I did this last weekend at SCG Hartford in a mirror where it was like Devastator, Devastator, Annihilator, Devastator, Relentless, Devastator.
Yeah.
Like, it just got out of hand. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to play that game.
Yeah.
It's just like who draws more salvages, who draws more Devastator, Emperor's Returns.
I've told this story before on stream. One of the very first, literally the very first tournament I ever went to was I played, it was back in set 1, right? So I played Krennic Green, and I had the cards for it. So I played like this. I had Devastators and Vaders. And I played against Andrew Rubio, who is a local player in Houston. He won the Vader Showcase out of the Denver Regional Qualifier.
Nice, yeah.
He was the top Vader that day. And at the end of first game I think took 25 or 27 minutes of us doing this kind of shenanigans, just beating our heads against each other. And at the end of it, I literally just looked at him and said, I'm done. You can have this.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I've never played that deck again.
I realize now the shield probably didn't come out on the Devastator because he just had the ties to ping it off. So,
right, that's a
but
fair
I mean,
point.
you can still do it. But, we did see all the ties attack in, and that open fire that I've been talking about did come out and finish it off. But now we're just in this bomb-making point of the game. And as long as Bosk doesn't have a restock, I don't know how he claws back in. Because Matt will just draw the rest of his Vigilances. And he must have a big enough hand where he's not going to get blown out by this pillage. Like a pillage.
Sorry, that's a pillage. My apologies.
Pillage late in the game. When you're playing in a control mirror, doesn't actually do anything because what happens is you have those removal spells that the Kira is never going to use. So those have just been sitting in the hand doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
and so like pillage just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Now if he had like 3 pillages on one turn, that's kind of dirty.
Well, we lost one earlier in the discard, so there's 2 gone by.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's no way to get ahead on discarding cards from your hand in a game like this.
6 to base. Feels like Kira might have finally turned the corner on this one, although we're spending 9-10 for a Devastator.
Devastator. Back when so many great legendaries were printed in one set.
Now, Matt drew that card. He did not heal that round.
Right. Probably wanted to buff himself a little after getting pillaged. And honestly, he's looking for his vigilances. And as long as he finds vigilance, like he's gonna be okay.
He just casually drops a super laser blast and says, enough of this shenanigans.
Yeah, at this point, just play like your Pike Sentinel or something.
Yeah.
Just start working.
No, didn't have anything, so just moving on. Boss Green is not really a control deck.
No, it's a ramp deck.
Right, but it feels like, I mean, Kira can obviously keep up with it because they've both got such ridiculous top end.
Right, and that's the problem with the ramp deck not having the control endgame pieces. You know, like we saw him have Bazine, so he's doing Bazine here for free, and what he wants to find is vigilance. That's the one thing that's going to give him a leg up. Yellow cards are the trump cards in these control mirrors that otherwise go to the end of the game in a mill scenario.
Right.
Because the yellow cards are the cards that discard from hand or recur from lost pile or discard pile. So what happens is Kira can play even just one Bounty Hunter crew. Because they play Palpatine's Return, they can just always get the Bounty Hunter crew back with Palpatine's Return and then get their restock back and then refuel. So it's really beneficial for Kira to just have a single Bounty Hunter crew in its discard pile. I mean, in its sideboard.
He discarded an Avenger there as Callus is going to come out and ambush Bazine.
Yeah, I don't know about the Avenger. I guess like Bosk just wants to stay alive as long as possible, but I'm not sure how Bosk wins.
Well, Maul's going to help him push some damage here.
I guess if you have the two apprentices of Emperor Palpatine, Maul and Vader, that would be one. Now there are two of them. Bazine's also kind of cheeky because you can do the Bazine thing and then ambush Maul and put the damage on Bazine.
It's true. Chat asking where the crates are. We haven't seen a crate dragon out of Bosk's deck yet.
We haven't. And honestly, like that's a good end game card. But yeah, just haven't seen it.
Wonder if they're in the sideboard or just not in the deck at all.
If you're playing 9 ramp, just play the best 9-drop in the game.
I agree.
Just play the crate drag. I would like to see the crate dragon.
I would very much like to see the crate dragon.
Show me its bones.
Mm-hmm. Sam actually showing close to lethal damage on the board, but you have to believe Matt's got an answer for something.
Yep. Another super laser blast. So long, Sith.
A card that Sam probably knew was in there. Remember, he got to look at Matt's entire hand last turn, and he discarded an Avenger. So that was the best thing he could find, or at least that's the choice he made.
But still 7 resources. Sorry, he's... Oh, ooh, this is a card.
Hello.
Now, we've seen green Devastators, but now red Devastator, 4 indirect, 2 your face, 9 damage threatening. Does he have an answer? Yes, that looks like a Power of the Dark Side.
It's difficult to tell with the glare on the discard pile, but I think you are correct.
Still plenty of cards in Sam's deck.
Yeah, Sam's not remotely out of this.
Sam still at 14 resources, can still play 2 7-drops.
Chat was actually speculating earlier if this version of Bosk went like with some of those goofy Yoda decks we saw that ran Endless Legions. I don't think it would. I think going to 16 resources would feel a little extreme, which is what it would take because it's double.
Well, we're just about there.
We're getting close.
All right. So he does have Punishing One, which I imagined he would.
It's an excellent card.
All right, with only 3 resources left, let's see. Oh, no, he's not 3 resources. Sorry. Those were just the ones untapped. The Archidans blows it up, steals it. I feel like Matt should have Tech in his deck.
Think of the things he could play with Tech out of that resource row right now, the shenanigans that could occur. I hope they bring Smuggle back. I really don't want that mechanic to go away.
Yeah. It's a great one. They've really knocked it out of the park with some of the design in this game. I just want them to have better legendaries.
What did he play?
That looks like another Power of the Dark Side.
I think it's his third Power of the Dark Side. And this is just game 1.
This is just game 1, people.
3, 5. Patrolling
There we
AT&T.
go. Patrolling AAT. You love to see it. What a card. I got to tell you, some cards that I never thought we'd see this weekend.
Frozen and Carbonite, anyone? There's that other Vigilance he's been looking for.
Yep. There's the Hyperfoil Vigilance. Is that going to get him down to the last card?
He's got close.
He's one card left, it looks like.
I saw Tie Dagger. Not much else.
Oh, the Kylo's Tie, though.
He does have the Kylo's Tie. He will be able to
that's
play that.
going to get owned by the Archidans.
Oh, I mean, he probably, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if there are just no Crate Dragons in this main deck.
Playing 5 more
Barrage.
for a Barrage. He's got to get rid of that Architans. Avenger. One of the things that I love about this game is the chess match feel of it. You know, the boxing match, the I swing, you swing. In a good game, that is a lot of fun. But in these control matchups, it almost feels like it's just silly. Because it's you play a card, I murder it. You play a card, I murder it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're going to see more of this because this is the style of thing that your team Meadow Fear's been running all weekend, right? And had such amazing success with Kira Dadavault.
Yeah, but as you talked about when we first sat down, Kira, I mean, when Wu plays Kira, he attacks.
He is not in he's in a hurry. Like he smashes you in the face.
He doesn't want to get to this point of the game.
Yeah. Okay, Sam's finally going to scoop it here, and game one's going to be over. All right, now I'm going to go and adjust this timer to add those 22 minutes in that the judges told us these guys had. So let's see, we're on 20. Let's just put this back to like this. There. That timer is going to be a little more accurate to what these guys actually have remaining. All right, let's come back here to the head-to-head screen. Well, I put the win in the wrong place. While these guys do a little sideboarding. There we go. And let's see. I don't know what round it is. It's round 13. You know what? We probably have some time. I'm actually going to run a quick ad roll. We'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for being here. One of the most common questions I get is, how can I support what you're doing with live event coverage of Star Wars Unlimited? Luckily, there are lots of ways, and not all of them actually cost anything. For starters, if you're tuned in on YouTube, throw the live stream a like and subscribe to the channel. A couple of simple clicks, and you'll have helped YouTube's algorithm put more of my Star Wars Unlimited content in front of people who might be interested. If you're tuned in on Twitch, simply throw me a follow. Both of these things won't cost you a cent and actually help a lot more than you think. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you might be able to support me on Twitch with only a few clicks. Once you've linked your Amazon account to Twitch, check the QR code on the screen for help doing that. You can use your Prime subscription to me on Twitch. It's already included in your Amazon Prime membership and costs you nothing additional out of pocket. Similarly, over on YouTube, you can use the Super Chat functionality. Just click the little dollar bill looking icon on the bottom right corner of the screen below the chat window. This is sort of like a tip, right? You can choose a dollar amount on a little scrolling bar and it highlights your chat message simultaneously. If you're interested in helping ensure these kinds of high quality Star Wars Unlimited tournament streams continue well into the future, I would also ask you to check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/CRaptor. QR code on the screen will take you there. I have 4 tiers of support that each come with various benefits, up to and including the embroidered polo shirts you see the team and I wearing on the stream when we cover events. For the cost of only a single booster pack per month, you can support these kinds of productions and get some really fun perks along the way. Whether you choose to pitch in and help keep us on the air or not, thanks for being here. We love Star Wars Unlimited, we love the community, and we look forward to showcasing more of both in the future.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Sideboarding wrapping up here. We'll just let these gentlemen work for a moment as we get ready for game number 2 here in the final round of Swiss the Star Wars Unlimited regional qualifier here in Minneapolis. Now, you've been looking at match results.
Oh, yeah, let me get them up.
Anything worth talking about?
I was also making plans to see Final Reckoning tonight, so that's what I was doing during the ad read.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so, I mean, Tetra Rain beat Ophir and all the rest drew. So, like, legitimately, well, all we're waiting to see is, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me see the standings.
This is literally the only match that's not finished. The one that we're casting is the only match not done. Everybody else is done.
Ryan Conroe lost to Ray Tan. There's an 11-2. So there's a 12-1. There's 2 11-2s. Yeah, so right now, it looks like one X2 and 1 won't make it, and this 25-minute extension is just making everyone sweat.
Yeah.
Actually, here, mute me for 1 second.
Okay, sure. Give me 1 sec.
Like, you're hoping I get a Pershing in a way, right?
No, I really don't want you to have Pershing.
So you're like, I want to put bounties on.
Yeah, so I just confirmed with my teammates there will be one X2-1 not making it. It looks like it'll be either Carlos Apodaca or Yoda Killer, who's also Carlos.
Carlos,
so one
also
of the
Carlos.
one of the Carloses.
Yeah, one of the Carloses.
Are the 2 lowest tiebreakers, but only by a point. So
it's very close.
Yeah, there's a chance. Right. There's a chance that John could fall down to one of those 2 spots, but I'm not sure that he could fall all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But percentage point math in the final round is a killer.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're back.
Indeed.
With
it's time for game 2.
Hot control match action. Will Matt turn on the gas and try and end this game quickly?
I have an opinion, but I'm going to keep it to myself.
Well, thanks for that news update.
I'm not sure. So I'm not picking on Matt. I'm picking a little bit on the deck. This is more of the kind of play that I'm used to seeing out of Kira Green decks, right?
Right.
I went, oh, look, I milled you out before you finally surrendered. You know, that kind of thing.
This is something I've talked about in a series of videos. You can check out the KTOD YouTube channel if you want to see these, where I talk about putting them in check and like getting your opponent dead. Don't just spin your wheels over and over, controlling everything, going to the next turn, control, go to the next turn. You do have to try and push damage. You do have to not let your opponent get in the game. You need to, just to like use an idiom from Americana, you just got to step on their throat.
That is what the game is about, after all.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, and I don't think I realized it at the time. Calling that match with Ophir's version of this deck yesterday, he absolutely played it very aggressively, and I think I noticed at the time because of how quickly the matches went, but it just didn't click that it was a completely different style of play out of Kira.
Yeah. Now, this is an interesting situation where Sam is pillaging very early, which can disrupt Matt. But if Matt pitches a Sith here, a Force unit, that could indicate that he has Palpatine's return and can play those Jedi or Sith a turn early. He doesn't.
Nope.
But that generally, when I'm playing these matches, I am fine with my opponent pillaging me a single time because I can set up my discard pile for a Palp's return.
Yeah. A little bit of damage, a pillage, and we're on to the 5 resource round here. Very little early game action out of both of these decks. I'm used to seeing Bosk do more. Do you think this is a conscious choice by Matt to, like, I'm just not going to put units out here? Yeah,
it seems like he's just not interested in getting that early game pressure. But I don't know how LT gets ahead. Like if he's going to ramp into Crate Dragons, the Crate Dragons don't do a lot if you didn't already put in a bunch of damage, if you don't already have a board. Like doing all of these big things with a clean board, it doesn't actually put pressure on Kira. Because Kira can 1-for-1 you for a really long time. And, like, even Boss, like, he just played the Super Laser Tech into No Glory again. You know what I mean? Like, he could have easily gotten No Gloried again.
Could have. We flipped out Bosk. We're going to push some more damage. Matt seeming completely unconcerned as he flips Kira out. On 5 resources. What could it be? What could be in his hand? I don't know. I'm waiting on the OB
Does
to
he have it?
show up.
Does he have it?
I'm waiting on it. If he has it, he's thinking about it.
It doesn't look. It's
like
not in those 4 cards. That's for sure.
That third one, that middle one might be. It might be because he's got. This is like super blinged out, so it looks like it might be a hyperfoil or a hyperspace one. Instead, he's just going to swing.
He kills the Super Laser
Kills
Tech.
the tech. Sam takes initiative, and then he plays.
And
power
now
with the downside.
Powers. Got it. And does he have anything else to follow up?
Doesn't look like it. That is a big, beefy Kira.
Yep.
6'2".
Yep, she can attack for 6. Last game, he opted not to attack for 6 with his Kira, if I remember correctly. He just jammed in Architins. Well,
368. It's large. It's in charge. It's Devastator.
yeah, I'll talk to him.
Cleans up Kira and
Yeah, I mean, this
Boss
is
ramps to
wild.
9.
Being on 8 resources when Kira's at 6, that's a huge advantage here.
It's up to 9 now because she had a price on her head.
Oh, yeah, that puts him to 9, and now his other green Devastators are online.
Yep. Could bring that out next turn. This, of course, is exactly where Bosk wants to be.
Yeah, oh, and Matt
Does he
had
just
no
claim his
play.
nothing?
Yeah, Matt had no
Wow.
play. Take initiative, try and draw a removal spell.
Yeah. That's apparently
That's
the
that's
play.
the only thing about these 33-point control decks, 33 HP control decks is, like, if you don't have the right answer at the right time, like, the deck draws do get a little inconsistent.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that impresses me most about whatever sauce is in the version that Ophir's running is that when we watched him play that deck yesterday, not only did he have an answer to almost everything his opponent did, he had it in his hand at the right time.
Yeah, and one of the most important parts about this game, the most difficult parts about this game, is resource decision.
Resource decision.
And
knowing
you
what
know,
to have and knowing
I
when to
don't
have
think Wu ever puts down the wrong resource. You know what I mean? Like, he's played
He was
like
born with that skill.
1,000 reps on Kira.
9 to base.
So no answer for the Devastator.
Matt is just passing here. I think he's just trying to draw out more cards before he can't Super Laser Blast yet.
No, but Ruthless Raider is a perfect card when you're just, like,
Yeah.
playing around. You know what I mean? Like, they
Yeah,
kill
sure.
it, they take 2 more. If not, you're taking a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, he lethal.
He
yeah,
has
so
lethal,
he calls
but
SLB.
There's SLB.
Now, this is when I want to see a salvage or a Palpatine's return out of the Bosk player. Just get that Devastator back out, 4 more to face.
Pulling
Looks
7.
like Vader.
That's it. Yep.
Vader to find a Bazine is what I'm thinking here.
It would be good. Grab a Bazine, rip a Vigilance out of his hand.
Does he
maybe.
even need 2 drops? Because, like, he's
There's
got
the
the Bazine. Oh, Bazine is the 2 drop. Does he have any 1 drops?
It's bugging me that we can't see this hand when he's making decisions.
I
know.
Oh, there it is. He's showing it to us.
Okay.
Palp's return, timely reinforcement,
Okay.
Devastator,
Yep.
reinforcement walker.
Trying to pull the top end out, leaving him with Avenger, pulling the Devastator.
Yeah, well, the one thing Boss can probably do is put out, like, go a little bit wider than Matt's version of Kira. Like, I don't see him playing Halibon Enforcers. He hasn't played any Pike Sentinels. I'm sure they're there. Maybe he sided some out. But, you know, Sam's a little bit more apt to go wide and not get blown out by an Avenger. Only needs to do 10 more.
He's got 11. I haven't marked it as 11, but he put a die there that had a 3 on it when he took a hit from hit of only 2. So we'll see. We're ambushing in, what, a reinforcement walker?
No, it can't be. He doesn't have enough, does he? He's at 10 already? Oh, he's at 9.
No, he played
he played it from hand.
No, he played it from hand. Exactly. He played it from hand.
Yeah, this is big. The timely walker is so good. Heal 6. Get out of here.
So he's showing 17 on. Yep, I've got it correct. I just try to keep everything matching to what the guys on the board are doing. So it's 11 resources for Sam.
The reinforcement walker 9 HP makes it such a problem. So few things in red-green kill it cleanly.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing
It
Matt
looks like
already
Sam's
claimed.
just going to race it. No, he's got the Devastator,
Okay.
the green one.
Yep. Big Dev up top. Very clearly showing lethal here if he can get his units to survive. It's a question of if Matt is sitting on an SLB or not, I suppose.
Oh, with everyone else done, the sweating going on in the room is unimaginable.
The interesting thing is, I'm not sure this match is going to factor very large into kind of the high into the high end of the standings. It will factor into the middle ranks, right, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just which X and 1 isn't going to make it. That X2 and 1 isn't going to make it.
Right. Matt looking through his own discard pile here. This is the most blinged out Kira deck I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. That's probably why they were taking a look at it.
Yeah, because just about every card in there is a foil or a hyper foil
Yeah.
of some kind.
So we know he has the Palp's Return.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's correct to pitch the Devastator and not the Palp's Return. I think you just pitch the Palp's Return and let them play the Devastator once.
Okay.
He's going to no glory the
Glory.
Devastator. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I think you just crack for 5 while you can.
I would. Yep.
All right. 28.
Inching ever closer, ladies and gentlemen.
Goodbye.
I think he claimed right there.
What you got to imagine Sam wants to play another Red Devastator or
Red Devastator or a Raider.
or another Raider.
Yeah,
Yeah,
either
but
one of
he's
those
just
would be
gonna
really
he's just gonna protect against another timely play
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that he can crack back for 5 with Vader.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
or
right now,
if they
guarding
kill
Vader-
Vader, you hit for 4 with the other 2.
Guarding Vader is good enough for the moment.
And so what's happening now is we were at a point in the game where Matt could only play 1 card a turn and Sam could play 2 cards a turn.
There's the
But
SLB.
Matt has caught up on resources so much that he can now do 2 things in a turn. All right, here's 8 for a walker.
Yep.
And he's got no health, so he's just going to draw. And he's playing around Avenger here by putting out the Kylo ship. Kylo ship just short of lethal. But what he could do, all right, you want to see, if you want to think about something spicy,
Ooh, let's see it.
Sam could put a bounty on Kylo's ship, ping it with boss to give it +1
Keep it
attack, and
+1
swing for
swing
lethal.
with it. That would do it.
But we're going to see a Palp's Return for a Devastator here, which is not going to allow that to happen. And then it looks like another Devastator. Nope.
Palpatine.
Palpatine. For 6. Now, again, Kylo 1 short of killing it if, Kira can shield still.
Hmm?
But if Bosk has any damage or a bounty to ping the shield off, it's really bad.
Yep.
What's he got? Oh, he's got a
OB.
barrage.
He's
Wait,
gonna OB it.
yeah, that. Come on.
There
Come on,
we
Sam.
go.
Do that. Yeah. And then lethal. Good game 2.
There it was. All right, game 2 in the books.
I was like, wait, what?
Wait, what? OB clears the Sentinel.
The thing
Swings for lethal.
about if you make a mistake like that late in the game against Kira, like you could be talking, like you could never finish the game. Like they still might stabilize past that.
Well, We have about 10 minutes left on the near official timer. Remember, guys, the timer you see on the screen is my timer. It is not the official one the judges are keeping. So don't rely on mine.
It's the timer for me to get a hot dog. That's what it is.
It's the timer. Yeah, yeah. I agree with you there. That's my stomach is growling at me like, "Hey, dummy, put something in."
Yeah.
But we're gonna have one more game here. Last game of Swiss.
Actually, I'm gonna make my brother go get me one.
Oh, I'm jealous. I've been sitting here all weekend. Loopy's been. It's been fun sitting next to Loopy, but his wife and son are here. They've been playing side events and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But she'll run over and bring stuff, and I'm just kind of like, oh man.
Well, you should have texted us. We got a whole army of of people ready to contribute to the community. Don't worry, I can vamp while you go eat.
Well, we'll figure something out here in a minute. We may have to take turns. Talking over game one of whatever we drawn in the top 8, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it'll be exciting.
Because once we get going with the top cut, one of the things I learned in Denver is there are no breaks.
Yeah,
people play at breakneck speed, and they just plow through it.
They got to catch their flights or their showings of Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning in theaters near you.
Dun, dun, dun,
Memorial
dun,
Day
dun,
weekend,
dun,
2025.
Dun, 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 dun. See Tom Cruise one last time.
Ethan Hunt.
I need you to trust me one last time. I have the entire day off tomorrow in Minneapolis by myself. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't know what you're going to do either,
I wanted to go to the baseball game. The Twins are leaving town. I was like, you guys, come on. I brought a book.
I'm flying out bright and early. My wife texted me. I'm hosting a cookout tomorrow for Memorial Day. So
nice.
Cool.
Just
get off the plane, walk right into the cookout.
I wanted to go home tomorrow, but I can't because it's a federal holiday, and I can't ship my other 2 cases back until FedEx opens on Tuesday morning.
Oh, my God. You got to find someone local. Hey, can you give me the game on my screen?
Well, the game's not up yet. So
my bad.
Screen. They're not actually playing. We're just shuffling still. So, but here,
okay.
Now you can have it back.
My bad.
Okay, chat. No spoilers about Mission Impossible. Don't ruin Bob's
evening. I'm closing the chat.
Yeah, don't
you
ruin
can't be spoiling the first weekend.
Well, no, they're not. They're just talking about. He said it was a good movie. I'm like, okay, that's great,
cool.
but like, don't.
Yeah,
no
of
spoilers.
course it's good.
I'm just
they're all
making
good.
Sure.
Even 2, which gets a lot of flack, is good.
2 does get a lot of flack. I haven't seen that movie in probably 20 years.
The motorcycle fight in the dust is cool.
Okay, the motorcycle fight is impressive.
All right, we're starting with claim into Kylo's ship. The 2-drop exists.
There's a part of me that I'm watching Matt's deck, right? He just doesn't seem to have anything for the early and mid.
I was just going to say, this is the kind of game when you're playing Pillage and you can bait out something like a perilous position. This is exactly the card I wanted to call out. This is the resource game you want to play. Pillage gets good when you make your opponent use cards early in the game to remove otherwise meaningless threats.
Right.
That Kylo ship isn't going to go the distance against Kira.
No.
Kira has any number of answers later in the game to deal with that, but he gave up a card. Now a Pillage can be backbreaking.
Interesting.
So instead, we're getting Boskin for 4. We got double resupply. The board is not built. The pressure isn't on.
Already to 7 resources for Bosk, and what took? Oh, Power of the Dark Side.
Yeah, they're playing fast. Power of the Dark Side into Vader. Looking for that Bazine again.
Comes with the Kylo's tie.
Going to go with the Kylo's tie. We're going to see Kira flip here.
Yeah, for sure.
And then that means not going to get a whole lot out of the Vader. I think he would have liked to do any other thing.
Kira going.
Yeah, Kira's just going to eat the Vader. You know, which is fine. It's not a lot of value out of Kira, but it is getting you to that late portion of the game.
This is watching matches like this reminds me why I don't think I could ever play this matchup or these kinds of matches, just because there's so much you're intentionally playing the long game. And my natural inclination is almost always, oh, we sat down to play. Let's play.
Yeah.
Let's play now. Let's not play the game in 8 minutes when we both have 12 resources.
Right.
Let's
Hit
play the
your
game
face.
now.
All right, so Palp's Return, one of the best cards that doesn't see a ton of play.
Oh, it's so good. Now we can
and
see.
all bombs out of Matt's hand: Snoke, Architons, Barrage, Super Laser Blast.
So he does get the Bazine here, but he finds a whole nightmare of horrors. Let's get rid of the SLB.
Yep, looks like he's going to deal with the units the old-fashioned way. With
Reminding
damage.
him to draw a card. No, I Bazined you, you get to draw a card.
Yeah, well,
That's
it's a must. I
sportsmanship.
mean, you can get.
Is it a must?
Yeah. Is
If
it?
you do, that player draws a card. That is
Yeah.
correct. It is a must. If he discards something, the other opponent, it's not a may, it is a must. That's a good point.
The Matt game in this match is strong. Finalizer Matt from Gen Con
I was gonna say,
2024.
I've seen this mat, but I don't remember where. Where is it from? Last year's Gen Con?
Yeah, Gen Con.
Was
Yep.
it like a top 8 mat or something?
It was a
or-
top 16 mat. They had
Okay.
3 120-player events, and
Okay.
top 16 got it.
Okay.
This is one of the several players here with it this weekend. I played against a young man who won one. Chrono has one. Andrew Cox, who we saw earlier, has 2. I think Tada has one.
We pillaged to get rid of a Pershing and a resupply.
Yeah, and that's that same element I was talking about. Like late game, when you haven't put enough pressure on, that pillage just doesn't do anything. Pershing and resupply at this stage of the game, like Matt doesn't care about those cards.
Okay. I thought he was going to swing to base with Vader. He didn't. He put 3 into Snoke. And then calls the turn. Chat, is this 2-hour match holding up the top 8?
Yes, it's not only holding up the top 8, but is holding up to find like which one of the X21s does not make cut.
But we have to play it. Like, we've got to complete all the matches before we can finally have the final standings and know where we land. Okay, so we're going to play the wall. We put the death mark on Snoke. I'm not sure exactly what murdered Snoke there.
The Devastator.
Oh, the Devastator. Yes, I
Yeah.
see it. Derp. So we drew some extra cards off of that. With the
Yeah,
death
that's
mark.
huge. That's the first death mark we've seen.
It is the first death mark we've seen. And then, of course, the reinforcement walker coming out of Matt's hand.
Still haven't seen a Crate Dragon.
No, I don't think
want
they're in there.
to see the dragon.
I don't think they're in there.
Well-
we watched him get milled in game 1 and never saw one. I just either he's resourcing them always or they're not there.
You're playing a little green dragon. Play the big dragon.
Second executor of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
You love to see it.
I'm not going to complain.
You're playing the executor against the finalizer, Matt.
Yeah, I'm all in for this. Let's do it. All right, 8 to base with the walker.
He's going to draw it. Are we going to see the only 3 resources? We're going to see the executor actually swing
Executor's gonna get
into
to
base
swing.
for 12.
He's going to get to swing with it, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
This is going to be amazing.
This is
And
the
he's gonna
first
make-
time I've ever seen this
He's
hit.
going to make more TIE fighters when it happens. He does use the Kira shield ability there on the ground.
Yeah,
on the
because a
walker.
barrage from this ship will kill everything.
We'll just wipe it all out.
But just hit for 12, please. Don't.
Wipe them out. All of them. Sam has to be salivating. You have to wonder how many times this weekend he's actually been able to swing with this unit.
I don't know. But we're about to see a momentous occasion in Star Wars Unlimited history.
What's he? He's looking. Oh, he's look. What's? No, is he playing something? Sure we don't. Sure we don't. No. Okay, are we doing it? What are we
Ladies and gentlemen, for
No,
the first
we're gonna-
time. No,
No, what
it's
are we
not
doing?
going to do it. He's
What are
going
we
to
doing?
remove it. He's going to no glory it. No. We
Okay.
were this
We were
close
this
to
close
greatness.
Yep. No. Okay. So we're gonna. He's gonna shock. He's gonna play. He's gonna timely out. Oh, he's trading out.
All right. That was a good play.
He's getting. He's
He
just.
pings the shield, hits for
Mhm.
6, and 6s.
Yep. And deals and just
Yeah.
trades and just he timely's out the Palpatine and clears Matt's board.
But here's the no
completely.
glory. I can feel it. And he's going to get the 3 TIE fighters. Matt's going to get them.
He's got to. What's he gonna do here? Now he's still ahead on recent. 8, 9. He has 9
Nothing.
resources apparently. No, you're not. You're not on
we're
camera.
on camera. We're good. I'm gonna eat later. Shout out to my brother for delivering me a hot dog basket.
Man's awesome.
Taking
well
first
done.
lunch shift. All right. What's happening? Are we gonna
Okay,
get
I'm
this
looking
hit?
at Matt's hand. He's got a Palps return.
Yeah, we need.
He does have the no
It
glory.
was a
It's
good
right
play,
there
but
on
we
top.
need it.
It's right there on top. He's about to play it.
What's he playing?
No glory. He had it in his hand. Here it is. Wah, 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 wah. Oh.
We almost had it.
We were so close, chat. It almost happened. Okay, so they're calling time.
Why would you do this to me?
I don't.
And it's time. And it's time in the round. So
Yeah.
all of that.
So
for
who's
no
actually
result.
scooping to who? I legit have no idea who actually wins this match.
I think they just went to draw.
I think they're just going to draw it out. Oh,
Good job, man.
We were so
Congrats.
close to seeing the executor, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm still on stream, but I just want to give you one of these. Congrats to Cluis. It's all, dude. Look, you know, he had to play it, and you know, you won it. It's all good. Happy for you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. The moment has arrived. Let's come back here for a minute. Very briefly, ladies and gentlemen.
I almost grabbed a fry, but then we got
It's
the
fine.
camera.
It's fine. It's fine. Here's the deal. We're going to take a break. Obviously, we've got to do top 8. They're probably going to deck check everybody at this point if they haven't already, and we'll be back. So at some point in the near future, we'll have the top 8, and we'll know the rest. Okay? In the meantime, give us a minute. I got to get
Oh,
some
no,
food.
we have the top 8.
Oh,
Hold on.
have they-
You can go.
They've
Just show me what button to hit. All right, hold on. Top 8.
Okay,
Ophir,
read it,
number
read it.
1.
Okay.
Tetra Rain, Cluis, number 2.
Okay.
Ray Tan, number 3. Cola Pine, number 4.
Okay.
Alex Blandon, number 5.
Okay.
Chrono, 6. Tata, 7. Carlos Apodaca, 8. And Yoda Killer, unfortunately, was the
He's
X2 and 1 that didn't make
okay.
it.
Okay. All right, so there's our top 8.
So good run. Shout out to him.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll be back.
Awesome. Give us a couple minutes, guys, and I'm going to go get some food. I'll be right back.
Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for being here. One of the most common questions I get is, how can I support what you're doing with live event coverage of Star Wars Unlimited? Luckily, there are lots of ways, and not all of them actually cost anything. For starters, if you're tuned in on YouTube, throw the live stream a like and subscribe to the channel. A couple of simple clicks, and you'll have helped YouTube's algorithm put more of my Star Wars Unlimited content in front of people who might be interested. If you're tuned in on Twitch, simply throw me a follow. Both of these things won't cost you a cent and actually help a lot more than you think. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you might be able to support me on Twitch with only a few clicks. Once you've linked your Amazon account to Twitch, check the QR code on the screen for help doing that. You can use your Prime subscription to me on Twitch. It's already included in your Amazon Prime membership and costs you nothing additional out of pocket. Similarly, over on YouTube, you can use the Super Chat functionality. Just click the little dollar bill looking icon on the bottom right corner of the screen below the chat window. This is sort of like a tip, right? You can choose a dollar amount on a little scrolling bar and it highlights your chat message simultaneously. If you're interested in helping ensure these kinds of high quality Star Wars Unlimited tournament streams continue well into the future, I would also ask you to check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/craptor. QR code on the screen will take you there. I have 4 tiers of support that each come with various benefits, up to and including the embroidered polo shirts you see the team and I wearing on the stream when we cover events. For the cost of only a single booster pack per month, you can support these kinds of productions and get some really fun perks along the way. Whether you choose to pitch in and help keep us on the air or not, thanks for being here. We love Star Wars Unlimited, we love the community, and we look forward to showcasing more of both in the future.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time. We're in the top cut. Let's go. Let's go.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time for the top
time.
8. We've been grinding this stream for the last few hours.
14 hours of streaming to get to this point, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is it. This is why we're here. The top 8 of the Star Wars Unlimited Regional Qualifier in Minneapolis, Minnesota. FFG, Star City Games, C-Raptor, KTOD, we're all here.
Let's go.
We have a wild top 8, including, and I'm sorry for gushing, 4 out of the top 8 are my teammates from the KTOD tournament team. Alex Blandon, Ophir Mahome, CJ Monroe, John Tata. I'm so pumped for my team. I'm so happy for them. Alex and Tata, of course, top 8'd in the sector in Richmond, and they are in opposite sides. They're all in different matches. And I'm not going to say anything more than that to jinx it.
All right,
but
so.
Yep, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I've got to do a little bit of setup before we move to the match. In the meantime, why don't you talk about the top 8 bracket and some of the matchups that we're about to see, right? We're in the bottom of the bracket. We're going to be bringing you Ray and CJ's match.
Yeah, so we're going to have Sabine versus Cad Bane Tarkentown, which, Cad Tarkentown and Sabine ECL is a very hotly discussed match in Discord and online. Several people, half the community seems to think it's a Sabine favored match. Half the community thinks it's a Cad favored match. We're going to find out once and for all who is the victor in the regional qualifier between Ray and CJ. We had CJ on stream earlier on Sabine, so I expect, I think CJ is the best Sabine player, and it is obviously arguable, but we're going to see how he does here. The players are getting up, I think, for a picture, so...
Could be.
Sorry. Got distracted.
That's okay.
Then we've got Chris Lewis and John Tata playing Ray versus Quinlan Tarkentown. Chris Lewis just upset Ophir when Ophir didn't draw, went for the win in the undefeated 13-0 run, and Cluis upset him. So it's the only loss this today was Cluis. And then Cole Lapine from Canada is playing Alex Blandon. It's a Han Solo match, Han 1 versus Han 2. Han 1 green on Alex. The deck, he's been a Han 1 player since Gen Con, I believe, or since post-Gen Con, so over a year of playing, or just about a year of playing Han Solo. And then Cole on Han 2, blue base, so he's doing that stuff we did in set 2, cheating out Luke Skywalker, cheating out Crate Dragons, and backing it up with things like Fell the Dragon for 4.
Chad has been asking to see that deck almost the entire weekend, the Han Blue deck, right?
Yeah, that match will be on the late night stream.
I believe.
No, it's on the McClunky stream.
I think it's on the McClunky stream. Yeah, I think late night shows the Ophir matchup for theirs.
So when you're done watching Cad versus Sabine on C-Raptor stream, you can go over to McClunky and check out Cole versus Alex. I promise that game will still be going on. And then, of course, we have a second Quinlan deck in the top 8 against Kira. Now, Wu, an accomplished Kira player, also an accomplished Quinlan player. He knows that deck in and out as well. I think Wu is making a name for himself as one of the best, if not the best, in the game. Certainly, I would say, like, going into Worlds post today. I mean, obviously, we got to see how the top 8 shakes out, but, like, you got to imagine, like, out of America, Ophir, out of the UK or Europe is the... All of Europe's the UK, right?
All of Europe's the UK.
Sip from Europe.
He said it, Chad, not me. Don't.
Look, those guys are even lucky I'm acknowledging them in the card game world.
Ooh, the gauntlet has been
no,
thrown down.
I'm hyped for those guys to come over, man.
No, I'm looking forward to that.
I get to play against Benton at the London PQ.
You guys had a great time in London.
It was, and it was cool to play against some good players over there. So anyway, the point I want to make is that I think Wu is, my money's on Wu. I mean, my money's on my guys.
I mean, I think anybody expecting you to root against your teammates is just
I'm going to
themselves.
call a neutral game for sure.
Well,
I mean, I can't.
Course.
I mean, I think you can look at the earlier game with CJ if you want to see me call a neutral game. But I want them to win. I'm always going to support my guys.
Of course.
Of
course. So we'll see how far your teammates make it. There's literally you guys have managed to draw one really nice thing in the top 8.
Don't say it.
I'm saying no one at the moment. Nobody's playing each other.
I know. That's all I want you to say, though. We're not going to jinx it beyond that.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
For 4 of you to be in the top 8 and not have a team-on-team violence, that's
yeah,
impressive.
No team kills.
That's impressive. Okay. All right. Players are down. Players are looking at each other's deck lists right now. We are now at the stage of the tournament. Ooh, I have failed to do that because we got busy. I have the ability to grab the deck list and put them on screen and stuff, and I got busy. I'm busy feeding stuff in my face.
Yeah, we had a small chance to eat. So
I'll
well,
work
do you
on
have
that
time
in the
now?
background while we're doing game 1, and I'll have them available for when it comes time to sideboard, which is when we really want to have them anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure
Well,
to
I'll
get that
talk a
done.
little bit about Chrono's list since I know it
Okay.
pretty well. And I know, like, one of the things that people have been saying in our Discord was they really wanted to cut Wing Leader from Sabine. And Chrono was really adamant in that not being the right call. So he's on Wing Leaders, and I think we saw in our game that Wing Leaders really pay off. And one of the things that he has been looking to do in these matches, especially with against the Vader and the other space decks, is actually ECL a Wing Leader to buff your ground unit and take something off the board, like stop the Vader attack stop the attack from triggering Vader's ability. It's just been a really versatile ship. Obviously, against CAD, the Wing Leader can be somewhat of a liability in that it only has 1 health, but it is really helpful in buffing your other units into a range that won't let them get ping Tarkentown. So you know they might ping your guy, you can respond with a Wing Leader. The chess match of the ping Tarkentown early game is something we're really going to have to see how CJ navigates. That's CAD's greatest strength against Sabine, is that Sabine always has to start a unit down. Because no matter what they play,
No matter what you play,
you always get the ping with CAD.
Yep.
So it's really hard. It's as if you skipped your whole turn 2.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you just don't get a turn.
Right. So, or your 2 resource turn.
Right.
The one thing, that one equalizer, and we all know, everyone who's been playing since set 1 knows that the equalizer against ECL is Tarkentown, and the equalizer against Tarkentown is ECL. The way you climb back after getting to Tarkentown is by having a huge ECL to gain advantage in the board. And if you ECL before they Tarkentown, whatever you ECL to try and get advantage will get Tarkentown and killed.
For sure.
So that's the chess match. And will Ray draw all his McClunkies? Or will CJ draw all his, I don't know, ECL
All right.
records?
Why don't we meet the players in our little drama here for the next little while?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. On the left-hand side of your screen, we saw him earlier in this exact same seat. Of course, CJ, member of the KTOD team. This is Chrono, as you call him.
Yep.
His handle there.
IGN.
Indeed,
In-game
hailing
name
from
is Chrono.
Milford.
Yep. He's got the sick melon hat rocking this weekend.
That is very, very green. All right, on the
Sponsored by
right-hand side of your
Metalfab.
screen, this is Ray, hailing from Columbus, Ohio, the lone Cad Bane player. I think, honestly, was it even the lone Cad Bane player in the entire top 64? No, there were a few.
There were a couple.
There were a few, but this is the only one still in the tournament, ladies and gentlemen, here in the top 8. Finished the day as the regular Swiss rounds as the 3 seed.
All right, we got the fist bump. We got opening hands. And we're off to the races.
And I haven't updated leaders because I suck at this. Man, I keep forgetting this. All right, well, it won't stop us here.
No, all right. So we see a Fleet Lieutenant, a Battlefield Marine, a Darksaber in CJ's hand. It looks like he's going to ship it. Not sure what CJ's looking for, but the Fleet Lieutenant, if it was his only turn 2 play, once again, he can't count on anything in any of his first turn plays living because of the ping from CAD followed by the Tarkentown.
There's our matchup.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Eventually, Ray will put his leader and base into the leader and base spots. But for right now, both players opting to mulligan. One of the best things a good player can do is aggressively mulligan. CJ's got, I think, 18 turn 1 plays, which allows him to more aggressively mulligan for better turn 2 plays. That's sort of the name of the game with Sabine. You can play anything on turn 1. Obviously, you want it to live. But turn 2 and beyond, that's when you really build out the deck.
Okay, I'm going to let you work for a bit while I make sure and get the deck list stuff in the background.
You do your
here.
thing. I'm going to try and see if I can sneak a peek at these hands. Can't tell by faces. It looks like a Hotshot Blaster, a Boba Fett unit, a Mist Hunter from Ray, Boba Fett Disintegrator. Can't see anything CJ's got going on. His face doesn't look happy. Yeah, so not much else to say until these guys throw down and go. CJ won the roll, and he's going to lead with Luke Skywalker. Obviously not the ideal turn 1 play, but it's also a card that, like, do you really care that thing gets killed?
I mean, if you get some value out of it.
Oh, and it looks
not.
like dream scenario for CJ. It looks like Ray just claimed. and so CJ pings. So he does not face a turn 1 Tarkin Town, like the exact thing that I said was a problem for Sabine. Now, of course, the lack of a ping Tarkin Town from Ray is met with the worst possible 2-drop in his deck from CJ. But again, if he's just losing a Luke Skywalker to Tarkin Town, that's an amazing trade for CJ. So Disintegrator comes out. One of the best units in set 1. Sabine's masterpiece. Now, this is when is Ray going to burn the Tarkin Town? Doesn't look like it. Looks like he claims. And have to imagine that his opening play is going to be to some way deal with this board. It looks like I see a Bazine in hand. He's got, because he missed turn 1, he's got a bunch of cards in hand. One of them is definitely a McClunky. I don't know if he'll open on McClunky here. I think if he had if he had just hit turn 1, he would easily snap off the McClunky. But does he want to give up his whole board to kill a Sabine's masterpiece? I'm not sure. Oh, he's got Forlom. So he is going to get the ping Tarkin Town off on the Sabine's masterpiece. He kills Luke, puts the ping on Sabine, the Sabine's masterpiece, which is going to come in for 3. And then Tarkin Town eats it up. So now, how does CJ respond through ECL? Cad's tapped out. Boba Fett Disintegrator is untapped. Will Ray pass, or will he just come in for 3? He does pass into the Sabine flip. Decides to put 3 in. Now each of Ray's units will clean up Sabine. CJ still plays the Darksaber. That means she's got 8 HP. She's got 5 left. Boba Fett Disintegrator will kill her if she's exhausted. So CJ's at best getting 2 attacks in here. Of course, with Forlom still on the table, that means a Zuckuss could come in. A McClunky won't do the final 5 damage. Will only do 4. But this is when CJ wants to be ECLing. It's just he doesn't have priority here. But 16, if Ray doesn't have a way to kill this, we're seeing 7 more damage and going to 23. All right, so there's that Hot Shot Blaster that we saw at the beginning of the game. I think Ray's deciding which unit he wants to sacrifice here. I have to imagine you want to give up the Boba. It's damaged, and Forlom can still invite Zuckuss in the following turn if CJ doesn't kill it here. Now, 2 resources up for Ray. Could we see the Bazine? Yeah, we're going to see a Bazine. So we've got Cassian, For a Cause I Believe In, and Rebel Assault. I think CJ is okay with either thing being taken. If Ray takes For a Cause, we just fire in Cassian. And if we take Cassian, we just fire off the For a Cause and set up our next turn. ECL still hasn't been used. Ray getting rid of anything invites Wrecker. CJ didn't draw a card. Can you do the judge chat?
Okay, hold on. Come on.
So going with that, Cassian does give Ray priority here. He's going to capture Cassian. Okay, he did draw.
Okay, they're saying okay. They're saying he did.
I watched his hand.
Okay.
Once again, all available judges to the Han Solo banner for the judge staff.
Okay, we're close now. Let's see.
All right, so it looks like CJ just fired off the Rebel Assault to do the extra damage. So Cad's at 5 life. 4 when you account for the ping. Sneak attack Jabba. to look for a trick. If he finds a McClunky, he can play the McClunky for free, even though he's exhausted. That would allow a Cad Bane ping and 3 damage. He does find the McClunky.
Feels like the board is starting to get away from CJ here.
Yeah,
Is he
pulling
looking
up
for a cause? Is that
yeah,
the
well,
plan?
one already get discarded with Bazine.
I saw that.
He's just looking for a wrecker, truthfully.
Yeah, no, that would also do it. He
Because
can overwhelm
he
just
can,
about anything.
Yep, he can take the shield off of Forlom and then overwhelm.
Or just blow up Jabba and run over him. Like there's about 6 different ways it could be done.
So casting from the row is just to bait out that McClunky. It'll do 4 damage because Cad isn't flipped, so we will be able to get the 3 attack in no matter what. And then that should put him at lethal. 1 ping this turn, 1 ping next turn. Cad Bane, Tarkentown shouldn't have any way to heal. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage showing.
Yeah.
Only puts CJ to 14.
23
15 with the ping, and then 16. So unless he has a way to do 9 damage that I can't see in one action, CJ should have this game by simply pinging.
Yeah, a ping here, and then a ping next round. Once Sabine gets you down to single digits, there's about 12 different ways they can slice it. It just depends on how many cards, what cards they have in the hand and what those cards are.
Yep. All right, and Ray's going to scoop, so CJ gets game 1.
Yep. All right. Sideboard time here in the top 8 in our little semifinal match here. And I realized I did not start the round timer, but you know what? We're just going to turn that thing off. For now, let's come back to here. Let them do their sideboard shenanigans. And, hey, you know what? It's time for an ad roll. Why don't we do that real quick? See you guys in a minute.
Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for being here. One of the most common questions I get is, how can I support what you're doing with live event coverage of Star Wars Unlimited? Luckily, there are lots of ways, and not all of them actually cost anything. For starters, if you're tuned in on YouTube, throw the live stream a like and subscribe to the channel. A couple of simple clicks, and you'll have helped YouTube's algorithm put more of my Star Wars Unlimited content in front of people who might be interested. If you're tuned in on Twitch, simply throw me a follow. Both of these things won't cost you a cent and actually help a lot more than you think. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you might be able to support me on Twitch with only a few clicks. Once you've linked your Amazon account to Twitch, check the QR code on the screen for help doing that. You can use your Prime subscription to me on Twitch. It's already included in your Amazon Prime membership and costs you nothing additional out of pocket. Similarly, over on YouTube, you can use the Super Chat functionality. Just click the little dollar bill looking icon on the bottom right corner of the screen below the chat window. This is sort of like a tip, right? You can choose a dollar amount on a little scrolling bar and it highlights your chat message simultaneously. If you're interested in helping ensure these kinds of high-quality Star Wars Unlimited tournament streams continue well into the future, I would also ask you to check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/craptor. QR code on the screen will take you there. I have 4 tiers of support that each come with various benefits, up to and including the embroidered polo shirts you see the team and I wearing on the stream when we cover events. For the cost of only a single booster pack per month, you can support these kinds of productions and get some really fun perks along the way. Whether you choose to pitch in and help keep us on the air or not, thanks for being here. We love Star Wars Unlimited, we love the community, and we look forward to showcasing more of both in the future.
All right, welcome back, everybody. While these guys are doing their sideboard thing, why don't we have a look at their actual decks? This, of course, is CJ's deck for the day. Deck lists are now publicly available, and so we can talk about these sorts of things.
Yeah, and one of the things it's really hard to wrap your head around is, like, how do you even start to battle into the Ping Tarkentown situation here? And I think the first thing we're going to see CJ do is bring in the Sundari Peacekeepers, likely for the Fighters for Freedom, because it gives you 2 more 5 HP 3-drops, meaning if Rey decides to not Tarkentown the turn 1 play, CJ can just play a 5 HP guy on turn 2, and then that ping won't get scooped up by Tarkentown.
Right.
The 5 HP allows you to live through that. So one strategy that a lot of decks use is just skip turn 1 and then play a 5 HP guy on turn 2. The only thing that does, it kind of like takes away the tempo. So I think what CJ will do is similar to what he did in round 1, which is just play a unit he's okay getting Tarkentown.
Having a look at Ray's deck list over here for the first time.
Yeah, so I'm not. I would imagine he's going to bring in the Bamboozles and the No Good to Me Deads here to deal with Darksaber.
He's got one Boozle in the main and one in the sideboard. Yeah, okay, I can see that. That gives you a little more,
yep,
more action.
And then, of course, because
Darksaber.
it's open deck list now, CJ might opt to actually sideboard
out the
Darksaber
Sabers completely.
and kind of neuter that
Yep.
strategy. I don't think he'll bring in the unrefusable offer and the lurking ties for sure. Cham is an interesting one, though. Like, if Ray decides that some part of his deck is too slow, possibly like those Houndstooths, he could bring in the Chams. The Chams do trade with Sabine if she's not suited up. He also eats every single one of those 3/5s without dying back.
That's true.
So I think even though CJ's not playing a deck that ramps, he is playing a deck that capitalizes on 5 HP units, and that's where Cham also shines.
It's the same reason we were seeing the lackeys earlier in some of those matchups, right? The old
Right.
set
That's
one
why Random
standby.
Amanda was on lackeys. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, we are shuffling up and getting ready for game 2 over here. As a quick reminder, this is the matchup you were looking at. We are in the top 8, headed to game 2. I've taken the match timer off the screen, everybody, because we're letting the judges manage that at this stage. Just so that everybody knows, in the top 8, the round timer extends from 55 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes to get 3 games in. I have never seen a top 8 match go that long, although I have heard that it has occurred elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it has. I mean, I've seen some slow players out there, but it happens. There's a lot of thinking, a lot of tanking. One thing that's great about the top 8 prize structure for this event is everyone got a flight. So like they're playing for glory now.
Yes.
But there's not a lot they're playing for other than that top spot.
Well, and the fancy promo that says champion, and the
Sure.
mat that says champion.
Of course, they're playing for more promos, and the mat. That's what I mean. Like they're playing for, they're playing to win.
Yes.
But there's not a lot of difference between top 8, top 4, top 2.
True.
Whereas in the sector qualifiers, top 2 got a flight.
Right.
Now they all have flights.
Now they all get flights.
So like now they're all just sort of
Right.
sitting pretty.
And a whole bunch of these guys already had buys from previous planetary qualifier wins.
Right.
Quite a number of those buys got passed down into the field that didn't even make the cut here into the top 8.
Right.
I did talk to you were speculating earlier about Bothan Network teammates Frank and Jeff. Why did Frank scoop to Jeff in that last round? I talked to Frank about that. He did say it was because he had a buy. Jeff didn't.
Yeah, and Frank was
wanted,
mathematically eliminated.
Frank was like, I want to be
tiebreaker
able to give Jeff a better chance at the buy, depending on how things finish out, and that's exactly what happened. Jeff did end up with a buy after Frank scooped him.
Oh, he did.
He did.
Congratulations to Jeff
He
Creasy.
did.
Great guy.
He did indeed.
I think I'm just gonna
All right, so
I don't think so.
still shuffling.
I'm good.
This is nice. CJ able to, this is nice. I love that people do this. I always tell folks, shuffle your opponent's deck. That helps remove all the concerns that you may or may not have in these situations.
Yeah, for sure. I think like cut's fine.
Yeah.
But top 8, just shuffle.
It's
for
and it's totally legal. Like it's 100% legal within the tournament rules. Never be ashamed. Never be freaked out about it. The first time one of our local players, I offered my deck for a cut like normal. He reached out to shuffle it, and I was almost insulted.
Yeah.
But he literally just explained to me. He said, no, he's not you. He goes, I do this for everybody. It doesn't matter. I just trained myself to do it. I was like, okay, makes sense.
All right, so CJ doing the I'm going to ping and see if you play anything. And
Now,
he passes.
He gave CJ the initiative here.
Yeah, right,
Okay.
because he wants to ping.
He wants to
Tarkentown.
ping,
Yeah.
right.
So he's going to play a Cartel Spacer. CJ's going to ping. And, yeah, we see the Sabine Tarkentown off the board.
Doing exactly.
Now, again, that lets ECL sort of live in any way CJ finds valuable. He could play a 3-drop and then ECL a Sabine's Tie into that, Sabine's Masterpiece into that Cartel Spacer. He could hold it for Poe. He could hold it for Wrecker.
It's going to go with the Battlefield Marine.
Yep. Not an ideal turn 2 play. We did see CJ mulligan, but obviously that Boba Fett Disintegrator dominates Battlefield Marine. Like it can just attack into it and trade, value trade it, or if the Sabine player, if CJ decides to attack base with the Battlefield Marine, Disintegrator just literally deletes
just says, nah,
without taking any damage.
Get out of here.
With the on-attack trigger from Disintegrator, which one of the great cards of set 1 that's kind of been slept on from time to time.
Well, we don't see as people. There's been all the memes and the joking and the snide remarks about Villain Yellow, but with Django getting banned, Villain Yellow has not really been a very popular or very around in the meta since that time.
Yeah, and we did see a bunch of it in Vader this weekend, Vader 4, going yellow, but it's not using all the scum underworld cards that we're used to. That have been a big part of the game ever since Boba Fett in set 1.
Right. Okay, there we go. I wonder why the base damage looked off for Rey. Okay, they got it right. Had one extra on there. Rey's action here.
Yeah, he's wondering if he should, I would sniff out if I'm CJ, he might have a blaster. Oh, he's actually going to capture here.
Go
Interesting.
For the relentless pursuit.
So he captures to put the shield on. Are we going to see a McClunky? Nope. We're just going to see him put 3 damage into the Sabine.
Sabine goes 3 to base.
And then I think you got to imagine CJ's looking at K2. Yeah. With that board set up, looking at K2. Now, I think Rey likely has initiative even though the token isn't there.
I agree.
I would imagine that Rey is going to kill the Sabine. I don't know. Because he just gets wrecked by the K2. I don't know what Rey is cooking up here. But I got to know that CJ is ready and poised to use his ECL.
This would be the good turn forward. He could be sitting on a Poe. Obviously not quite record time yet, but.
So if Rey attacks into Sabine, it kills her. He takes 2 damage back. K2 kills Boba, releases the Battlefield Marine, does 1 damage overflow.
Yeah,
doesn't seem like a positive move for Rey.
And doesn't die in the
yeah,
exchange.
I wonder what else he has up in store for him because it looks like that is what he's going to do. I don't know if it's lack of better play or he just wants Sabine off the board. The one thing that will do if CJ does this,
yep,
he's left.
So 1 overwhelm.
Right, but now he can soak the ping on that Battlefield Marine. It doesn't kill the K2. Like when Rey plays something this turn.
Yep. He's gonna ambush in.
The
That's
boss
clean
play. Nice.
Okay.
So it does clear the board.
Yep.
I guess a McClunky would have cleared the board as well.
3 more to base from K2 exploding at the end of his life.
Right. So will Chrono ECL a Poe, or will he build his board back up? The problem with leaving Bosk out is that a McClunky with Bosk and Cad Ping does 6 damage total. Sorry, 7 damage total.
Ooh, he's going to go with a Wing Leader buff Sabine, the old standby. Sabine now a 4/5 in the ground.
Yeah, 4/5. Won't die to Bosk attack alone. But we are going into the 6 resource turn. Cad Bane's going to join this party. We have a potential situation where we're going to see 2 pings.
ECL still available.
ECL available. A Relentless Pursuit would be a real blowout scenario in this case. It would capture the Sabine and kill the Wing Leader and protect Bosk.
Oh, the surprise strike. Going to clean it all up.
So that's a 2-for-2 trade. I mean, he loses his Wing Leader to a boss trigger. That's not the end of the world. But what Rey's doing here is by killing both units at once, he takes away Chrono's ability to take any actions. So now it's Chrono's turn. He's got no play. He's got to make a play. He can't just pass, right?
Yeah.
If he passes, would Rey flip? I'm not sure. I think Rey really wants to get to 7 resources because Cad Bane unit is really, really difficult for CG to deal with.
Staring down the barrel of a possible wrecker, ECL wrecker. You're like, I don't think you're going to flip Cad Bane out with all 6 standing.
No, for sure. And that's what I mean is what's this chess match? How is CJ going to spend his resources? He decides to Poe here. Relentless Pursuit would be devastating here. A blaster wouldn't be too bad. But the problem with getting to this stage in the game and having only done 14 damage, and this is how Cad wins this matchup, is because once Cad unit comes out and captures things, it is very difficult for.
Those shields make him really, really irritating to get off the board.
Yes, and just simply by being a 7 HP unit. It's possible that CJ is strictly saving the ECL for Wrecker for CAD unit and not CAD leader.
Yeah.
Well, if Ray had Relentless Pursuit, I have to imagine he would have snapped it here.
Yeah, I feel like he would have just windmill slammed that onto
Yeah,
the table and
for
been like,
sure.
yep, let's go.
So what else is he cooking? Is he thinking about Blaster to kill Poe? Is he thinking about Jabba to find a McClunky? He's got 4 resources and he's in the tank.
He's certainly got plenty of options available to him in the deck list. It's just a question of what does he have in his hand.
Right.
4
And
resource row.
that Cartel Spacer has hit in 4 times.
Consistently.
So
That's where most of the damage on
he's
CJ's base
already
come
taken
from.
12 damage.
Yeah.
In fact, I wonder, if Bosk just went face there, he hits for 7. He puts him at 19, and then he's lethal. Like, the CAD's almost lethal with a blaster.
Instead, he's just going to go 4 to Poe.
Yeah, he's playing the control game, but I wonder if he just would have ended this game. So it puts 4 into Poe, 6 into himself.
Now he's going to ping Poe off the board by just playing a 4-lom out.
Yep.
2 damage now with CAD is going to ping him off the board.
So now's when ECL Wrecker comes, clears
Indeed.
the ground. Kill 4-lom with the 1-play trigger, overwhelm CAD
For 5.
for 5.
Mhm.
Put him to 19. Ping to 20. Hopefully have something like 4 cause to
4
win.
cause to
Now, and then the way that
Close.
gets blown, or honestly, that forces Ray to deal with Wrecker because that's
ECL'd a
not
fleet
ideal.
lieutenant?
Yeah.
Oof.
So CJ's just not finding his bombs at the end of the game here.
We used ECL on a fleet lieutenant to knock CAD out and then took 4 damage back from 4-lom. He is going to flip. He is going to come in here with 4 cause. There's all the 4 causes really all piled on top of
So
each
there's
other.
4, and that's going to put him to 18. Now, so CJ's at 16. He's
CJ
about to
is
go to
at
18?
Now, he is at now 18 on. 7 health remaining.
No, I'm sorry. I mean CJ. CJ's
Oh,
at
I'm
16.
sorry. CJ's at 16
and he's
on,
about to go to
correct.
18.
Yes, when the spacer swings in.
And so if Ray, so Ray's dead to those 2 4 causes.
Nope.
Oh, but he's got the surprise
That's the
strike.
equalizer. That's going to change the math.
Yep.
Surprise strike comes in, and it's 5 to base. And now the 4 causes won't get CJ over the finish line. He
Yep.
scoops it up. We're going to game 3.
All right. Yep, big game 3. And that's the power of, obviously CJ couldn't find his bombs at the end of that game, but we can't forget that Ray missed turn 1 in game 1, and that's what let CJ get that early chip damage in.
Yeah, it made a huge difference.
So, fully powered, I'm not sure who wins those matches. But that's how CAD wins against Sabine. It stops them in their tracks from doing any early damage.
I mean, it's certainly a matchup that both players are familiar with. It's not like either one of these leaders or
no, this is a callback to an earlier meta.
This could be a set 3 PQ final, right?
Absolutely. And CAD's been around since set 2, right?
Yes, set 2.
Yeah. So this has been a match that's been played.
It feels like it took
For
a
a
little
long
while
time.
for CAD to catch on. Like people experimented with him a little bit in set 2, but it felt like to me it wasn't really until set 3 came along that suddenly he seemed to be everywhere.
Well, CAD, 7-drop CAD,
Oh,
really
the 7-drop
leveled up
CAD
that
unit,
deck.
yeah.
We've seen Ray has, now there are 2 of them, which is
Yes.
another set 3 card. I mean,
Yep.
those were the 2 big additions to that.
Right.
Yeah, I would say that those 2 were the biggest. And, of course, we see he's got Mist Hunter and Houndstooth in his deck as well in space. So, it has gotten power-ups here.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime they print an Underworld card in villain, yellow, or just straight up villain, or just yellow, any one of those 2, CADS goes, I'm
Yeah,
interested.
I'm interested.
I'm interested. What does it say? Let's look at it.
And we've already seen a bunch of interesting set 5 spoilers that are Underworld.
Yes.
They're bringing Underworld back.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like I feel like as long as they keep printing Underworld cards, CAD is going to continue to be relevant. There's just so many tools in that arsenal. We watched yesterday a CAD Lake Country deck, right? So single, literally just yellow, black. That was all he had.
Yeah.
But talking with the gentleman who I was working with at the time. I forget if it was Mark or Victor doing co-commentary with me. We were both like, yeah, but that card pool is so deep.
Yeah.
I mean, are you really giving anything up? Not a lot. And you're getting 4 HP in exchange.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a case to be made. I mean, obviously people have used Lake Country to great effect. I don't sleep on anything in this game because I think everything can be viable when you know your deck inside and out.
I agree completely. Anytime people in this game start talking about, unplayable leaders, that's for example, I'm kind of like, you know what? For every person you tell me there's an unplayable leader, there's somebody in this world, somebody out there playing the game that loves that leader and is decent with it.
Look at Akbar. Akbar coming out.
Akbar today, man. I wish you guys could have been here in the room when they were awarding the showcases.
That was the biggest applause of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They make a big presentation when they award the showcases for the folks in top 64. And when the Akbar name was called, this place went crazy. They were like, who it was, the name Admiral Akbar, and everybody stopped what they were doing to cheer this person on. That was awesome.
All right, we're off to the races.
Indeed.
We got a ping, pass. Sabine is going to ping Tarkentown. So we're in that same situation. Can the Sabine player rebuild from here?
All right.
When every card in your deck pings your opponent's unit, it can be very difficult to catch up. Like in this situation, if this McClunky, McClunky's just going to delete the ship. So how does Chrono push damage?
It's going to McClunky, murder Sabine's tie, and then replay the Crafty Smuggler.
Yep, and this is why it's so hard for Sabine to claw into this matchup. All right, so with the attack here by Crafty, Sabine's marked safe from surprise strike attack.
Mm-hmm.
So probably see CJ flip here. Not sure what's in his hand, but might be thinking Darksaber, might be thinking to build back out. Oh, he might be going wide here.
Going to start with a Marine. Now there are 2 of them into a 4-LOM, which wipes him out.
So leaving 1 resource up, presumably for a McClunky. Yeah, this double McClunky start is absolutely brutalizing.
He came up with another McClunky to pick 4-LOM back up again?
Yep.
Oh.
And now put a damage on. That means 4-LOM is going to kill the Sabine next turn. And CJ is going to have 4 cards defeated.
Without having the opponent really lost anything but 2 McClunkies.
Exactly.
A well-played CAD is both a thing of beauty and a holy terror to watch.
Yeah. I mean, this is that's exactly the kind of start Ray wanted. This is why I don't think he mulliganed in this game either. He didn't mulligan last game. 2 McClunky start plus a 2-drop. Just absolutely brutal for Sabine.
Yep.
He's got to claw back here with an ECL. Poe can clear this board by himself. Doesn't have the Poe.
It's going to be K2.
Yeah, so will Ray claim, or will he just opt to? Will he hit for 2 with the Crafty?
Yep, he does.
All right, he is. He's going to turn on the Jets.
Okay.
Oh, he's got the third.
Oh, he's got the
McClunky.
third McClunky. Brutal.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, it's not going to. He's trying to figure out which one to pick up, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just pick up the Cartel Spacer. Leave 4-LOM
I
out
would
there.
save yourself the cost. Get the cheap unit off.
Plus,
the board.
you threaten Zuckus.
Yep. 3 more to base from K2's when defeated trigger. Ties the game up at 16 apiece.
Yeah,
but there we go.
I think we've seen that CJ has really wanted to save the Wrecker ECL.
He seems very clearly making sure he's saving the ECL, but he has not found it. We haven't seen a Wrecker all match.
No, we haven't. Will he Will he bite the bullet here? We'll see what he's got. Still got a full grip, but a long way to go.
CG on the button. 6 resource round coming in. We're going to timely out. I'm betting this is a no. I was going to say it was a Poe. It's not. It's a Sundari Peacekeeper.
All right, so he's healing 2. Takes 4 back. So a single ping will kill that. Any play. All right, he's going to play Bazine out of the row. It's just a Battlefield Marine. It's his only card.
Yeah, you're right. He just has, this game in particular, he just hasn't seen any, so far, any of the big stuff. Did he let him keep the Marine?
I'm
Looks
guessing
like,
he's going to.
Yeah, it looks like, I see the Sundari in the discard pile, but not the battlefield, so I'm guessing that's...
Well, he might still be thinking the Sundari dies to the ping.
Okay. But my point is the Battlefield Marine isn't in the discard pile, so I think he
Right.
just let him keep it.
Yeah. He
just drew a
he
card.
just did it. Yeah,
So
he was
must have
thinking.
discarded
Yeah.
it. Okay. Yes, the timely came from hand, Jonathan. Okay, so we're going to deploy CAD. Stay on the button. Bring in the crafty.
Yeah, CG's really up against it now.
Yeah. Board's definitely starting to get away from him here. He stay on the button. Bring in the crafty.
Yeah, CG's really up against it now.
Yeah. Board's definitely starting to get away.